What's going on, everybody? It's your man Cleveland Terry, and it's Monday. Word on the streets is Pioneer DJ is getting out of the DJ business. Should you be worried? Let's talk about that. So I want to take a little time to talk about what we've been hearing all over the net today about Pioneer DJ and the future of the business and what's going to happen. So yes, there has been talk. It is not confirmed yet, but there are sources saying that KKR, which is actually the parent company of the Pioneer DJ brand, they actually own 85% to Pioneer DJ's 15%, no longer wants to do the DJ game. So they're looking for serious offers to sell the company. Now, are you worried? Before we start jumping into whole conspiracy things and the sky is falling and sell your products right now, sell your Pioneer gear because, it's not gonna be worth anything in 3 months. Let's just look at this realistically. First off, businesses selling companies, people purchasing companies, that's normal everyday life. There are companies being bought and sold every single day, and that company is still in business. Before I started doing this, or even started my DJ company, I had worked for a rather large entity. I'm not gonna say any names, but let's just say that in the 12 years that I was there, that business was sold 7 times. And in the 7 times that it was sold, nothing, and I mean nothing, changed for what I did for business. It's business as usual for us. When a company buys your business, typically speaking, they're not looking to kind of take over the reins and run everything. What they're usually looking for is a way to purchase something that maybe needs a little influx in cash to get to where they need to go. And then by doing so, sets them on a trajectory, obviously headed upward. So let me try to make it personal for you. So you have a company, and this company is doing well, okay? It's doing well. You're profitable, you're making money, you're not making a lot of profit, but you're still making money, you're able to pay all your bills and all your employees and everything. But you have dreams of growing this business into something far larger than what you, as the business owner, can produce. So you bring in a partner, a business partner that comes in and says, hey, I like what you're doing. I'm gonna give you some money, and you could invest in new tools or new products or new hardware, or new machinery, and that will allow you to do more, and then we both make money. I will take my percentage, you take your percentage, okay? That is typical business, and that's how typical people grow their business, by taking somebody else's investment, somebody else's influx of cash, and using it to expand. Now, in Pioneer's case, Pioneer DJ has always operated with lower margins. But from a grand scale, Pioneer DJ is this huge entity with DJ gear and DJ personnel and marketing and products everywhere. Everybody's on them. It is the industry standard in clubs, the CDJs. So when a business comes in and says, hey, you guys are making money, you just need a little more capital and then we can blow this thing up. Well, then what happens? Well, they invest the capital, they buy a large stake in the company, and year over year, they're making investments, and maybe Pioneer is actually making money, but it's not making enough money. You see, anytime somebody comes in and it's not your parents or your friend or your brother and invests money, they expect to see returns on their investment. And if the growth margin isn't good enough to keep you on their books, well, they're gonna sell you off, because if they're not making any money off of it, or they could take that same resources and put it to something else that may make money, they'll sell you off in a heartbeat. But again, that doesn't mean that you're doing poorly. It just means that they're not getting what they expected out of you. We as DJs, we sit here and we think about DJing like it's universal. But the fact of the matter is, a DJ is a niche profession. Although there are a lot of DJs, there's a lot of professional DJs, when you look at it on the grand scheme of actual people making money as a career, there aren't as many. There's a lot of hobbyists. There's a lot of touring DJs and producers. But when you compare that to another entity, whether it's Whirlpool or GE or Sony, these people are making serious money, and they are producing a lot of hardware. Pioneer DJ is not, okay? Even though they're selling a lot, and I think they made over $300 million last year, that's a very small amount when you're talking about major companies. And we look at it like it's this humongous thing, but in reality, it's a very niche product. It's a niche area. You can pretty much count the major players in the DJ community on one hand. I mean, Reloop, Roland, In Music, which owns everybody, Pioneer, Tractor. There aren't a lot of companies out there doing this. So Pioneer, if you haven't noticed over the last couple of years, has been really aggressive in trying to expand and grow to people that maybe not necessarily would have looked at them before. And so they've been really aggressive on the quality of the hardware. I mean, they're producing some serious hardware, and they've been super aggressive on pricing. That's the key here. Your price point establishes how much money you make off of it, how much money you lose off of it, or how many units you think you're gonna sell at that price point. The higher the price point, the less you sell. The lower the price point, the more you sell. And they've been in a serious push to sell more and more product. The DDJ 1000 is a perfect example. I mean, if you look at all the things that are in the DDJ 1000, that thing should probably cost $2,000 at a minimum. I mean, the hardware that's in there is about $6,000 if you break it up. So they're selling it for $1,200, sometimes even less, depending on where you buy it from. So for $1,200, you have to imagine that the margins on that product are probably very thin. But they're banking on the fact that you're gonna buy this product and you're gonna stay with Rekordbox and grow with the company. But we're still talking about DJ hardware. And not everybody is going out and buying new DJ hardware every year. This isn't an iPhone. It's not a Galaxy. When that stuff comes out, people go, it's time to upgrade. But people aren't typically upgrading every single year. If a PLX 1000 comes out this year, people buy it. If another one comes out next year that's a little better, nobody's buying that. It has to be something sizable for them to make that purchase. I had my DDJ SX2 for years before I bought the 1000. So if your equipment does what you need it to do, a lot of people don't want to upgrade. So what does this mean for Pioneer? When Pioneer goes on the block, my assumption is they're going to try to sell it all or nothing. By basically you're buying the Pioneer name and brand. I can't see somebody coming in trying to buy it and then breaking it up. There's a lot of loyalty and there's a lot of cachet with the Pioneer brand. So somebody would typically just come in, buy it, and then just keep continuing to produce Pioneer products. The problem with that is sometimes when that happens, they start to change manufacturing, they start to change production, they move it somewhere else. Maybe the quality isn't as good as it used to be. Maybe they're choosing cheaper plastics or removing the metal. And that's the kind of thing you face. You still have the Pioneer brand name, but the quality of the hardware is not like it used to be. That's a genuine concern. And people should be concerned. 2, somebody comes along, buys the Pioneer brand, rebadges it as something else, and tries to push themselves out on the market, which is typically a recipe for failure. I don't think it's gonna happen that way. Or a larger company comes in and buys them. And when I say larger companies, there's only one company that has the potential resources to even do something like that, and that's In Music, since they own everybody else. But I think that would be a horrible purchase. It would be horrible for the industry as a whole. We need competition. And even though the competition might have put some companies out of business, that competition is what is producing the quality of hardware that we're getting lately. And Pioneer being so aggressive and pushing the boundaries, that is competition. And somebody like In Music may not see the need, once they have everybody that they own. If they have Pioneer, they have Rain, they have Denon, they have Newmark, they're not going to need, I mean, they're not really going to care anymore. And if all the products are under them, they're only competing with themselves. So now they can start to pick and choose when they release products, what they release, because they know that they're the only game in town. We don't want that. We do not want that. We want somebody who understands the culture, understands business, understands DJing to come in here and buy them. Do I have a recommendation? No, I don't. As long as it's not in music. But besides that, that's what we need. I mean, look, the life of a DJ company is super, super competitive, and the margins are getting smaller and smaller. When companies out there are bringing products out, like Reloop, for example, or bringing products out that are competing with some of these other companies at lower prices. The only thing for them to do, the only thing for these larger companies to do is try to be aggressive with their pricing. They can't necessarily lower the quality of their product because people have come to expect that quality from that brand. You know, Rain's a perfect example of a company that was struggling. Look, and if you looked at Rain from the outside perspective, you would have thought Rain was literally running the industry. And even a company like Rain, with the amount of hardware that they have sold, couldn't maintain, and they had to sell. So if you read the writing on the wall, it's not necessarily Pioneer that's the concern, but it's the DJ industry as a whole. Things are changing, and we might start to see some changes going on here. All right, guys. Once again, thanks for checking out my videos. I know you can watch all. Once again, guys, thanks for checking out my videos. All right, guys, once again, thank you for checking out my videos. I know that there are a lot of video options out there, but you choose to look at mine, and I appreciate you. If you found what I said here useful, hit that like button. If you found what I said here really useful, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Are you worried? Let's just talk about it. All right, guys, once again, always a pleasure. If I don't talk to you later, we'll talk soon. Peace.